So in today's video, I pick up an LS, a 5.3 LM7 out of a mid-2000s Chevy truck. It is a iron block. It is used, and we're gonna take this thing apart and we're gonna get it all cleaned up. We're gonna put some Go Fast goodies inside of it once I get it all cleaned up and ready. And I figured I'd go ahead and show you the process. Here my buddy James is dropping the engine off to me, and we're gonna get it going. We have an LS 5.3 iron block out of a Tahoe. Let's go. Okay, so here's a look at our LM7. It's a 5.3 iron block. Gonna hopefully be able to get these exhaust manifolds off, but first we're gonna clean this thing up. It's super filthy. We're not using most of this stuff, so I'm gonna go ahead and rip it off. I'm gonna go ahead and pull some of the accessories just so it's not in the way while we're trying to pressure wash this off. I've got to pull those gaskets so we can tape that off so water doesn't get in the cylinders. And I think we should be okay to start spraying this thing off. So here I decided to go ahead and pull the exhaust manifold. What I found was that there were a couple of broken bolts already. I didn't break any pulling it out, so that was good. And here shortly I'm going to show you how I extracted those broken bolts. Okay, so we got the engine pretty much cleaned up. It's not completely clean, but oh, and I didn't drain the oil out of it before I turned it upside down. I'm a genius. But let's go ahead and pull the valve cover off. All right, well, everything seems to be in order. No sludge. I did already pull the other side off. Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything that looks bad at this point. We'll pull the drivetrain. We're gonna send these heads to my friend. He's gonna do a port job on them for me. So I think we're all right there. A buddy of mine has a balancer off of an F-body. We've got all the F-body accessories to go on here. So I'm going to paint the block too. We're going to paint that nice. Looks like it's already got some black paint, but it's starting to come off. I'm going to do more of a charcoal maybe. We'll figure that out. I'm a happy camper though. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and try and get this exhaust manifold bolt out. You can see it's kind of down in there. I was able to get the other one out. I didn't record because I don't know what I'm doing, but I figured you might enjoy this. So let's see what we got. Alright, so what I'm trying to do there is just build that up a little bit so that when I put the nut on there, it has something to kind of attach to. I think I'm going to do a little bit more. Alright, so now when I put this on here, we've got enough of a weld stuck to that bolt that hopefully we can adhere this nut. Let's see what we do. Alright. Didn't quite get that started the way I wanted. I'm still new. Alright, so if you're a competent welder, you will probably know that that popping and that whatever, I most likely didn't have the settings quite right. Alright, we're going to let this cool for just a second. I probably needed a little more wire speed, I think, but we'll see. I don't know what I'm doing, so if it works, great. If it doesn't, we'll keep trying. Well, it's moving. That's a promising sign. Huh. Could this actually work? Holy shit, it's working. So I'm just moving a little bit at a time, and if I feel any resistance, I'll back off, but I think I got it. Haha! Alright, so if you look at that, you can see where the weld kind of grabbed on. We basically just welded it up. There's not actually a whole lot that stuck, but enough stuck that we were, and then this gets hot, that releases the Loctite and allows us to get that out. So hell yeah. All right, I'm just going to clean this up a little bit with my little buffer wheel. Alright, so threads should be good still. Yup, look at that. Oh yeah. Okay, we're good. Okay, so I just got YouTube certified on that. I don't know what I'm doing, but basically all you do is just weld until you get to the nut, and then you fill that nut up, and then the heat usually breaks that thing loose. That's what it did in my case. And so now that we've done that, we won't be using these standard bolts anymore. I have some ARPs, but that's every one of them that I needed to get out. So that's huge success for me. So next up, I'm gonna start tearing apart this LS so that we can get the heads off. I'm gonna pull the rockers and the springs. The heads are going to get ported. We're going to change the trunnion bearings to probably a comp cams roller, and then put new springs when we do the cam. So I'm going to go ahead and get this all pulled off so we can get the heads over to my friend Joe. He's going to do a port job for us, and then in a couple weeks we'll have these back and we'll be ready to assemble. Got all the plugs out. A couple of them are kind of dirty. The rest of them look pretty good. We're going to be changing pretty much everything. So we're going to be changing the coils, the wires. So if there's any issues with any of the ignition part that caused that, that'll be not a worry on our part. Otherwise, I think everything looks good. I'm going to go ahead and pull the valve train now. Okay, I paused for a second because I was trying to get the valley cover off, and one of the knock sensor seals, I guess, is kind of frozen in there. It's got a metal part, so we've soaked that in some rust penetrant. This one I was able to get off okay. So we're gonna go ahead and get these heads pulled off. Okay, we've got this torn down. It rotates freely, everything seems to be fine. So the heads are going to get ported. I'm going to be cleaning up the block and painting it. This is an iron block and you can see there's some corrosion and rust. So while those heads are off, I'm going to be doing that. I've got a new balancer, new oil pan, and that should be all that we need other than ordering a bunch of gaskets, and I need to pull the lifter trays out. Otherwise, we should be good there. Sunday, FedEx just brought me a package. See if I can open this without stabbing myself. This is a brand new bell housing from Silver State Transmissions. This is going to allow us to mate our T56 Magnum F, which I will be getting soon, up to our engine. I think this was like 200 bucks. And the reason I went with a brand new one is because people want at least $200 for a used one that's all cruddy. So this is a really nice piece. Okay, so the last thing we need to do is get the valve springs off these stock heads. We're going to be changing to some higher tension springs and different retainers. My friend showed me a tip that seems to work fine. Find you a socket that will fit on the outside of that. And then I'm going to put a magnet there. We're going to smack it with a hammer a couple times. There you go. So just make sure you have both the retainers when you take it off. Well, these are actually called keepers. Just make sure you grab those. We're going to do the rest of them. Okay, so we've got all of our valve springs off. From here, we're just going to push all of our valves through. So that's going to do it for today's video. Hope you're excited about the LS. I sure am. I've got a box full of parts. If you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, you probably saw that. We're going to be working on that in the next video, hopefully, depending on what happens. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you on the next one.